Pod with Gary Dover. Hey, welcome to SharkCast Pod. This is the special weekly series that we do with the one and only Gary Dover, Gaz and Shinazz. I am Shinazz. He's Gaz. I think we might have actually finally got it right on the TV where you're on the right side, and so to speak, and I'm on the other side. Hell of a start to the show.
This is going well.
Hey, Gary Dover. I'm Sam Shinazzi. I'm a OG on SharkCast Pod 2015, supporting the team a lot longer than that. You are Gary Dover, OG Gary Dover, and you are blessed to work for this beautiful club, greatest club in the history of the world. We are in the greatest spot in the history of the world. You don't want us playing finals here. We do what we want when we want. This is Shark Stadium, home of the mighty Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. Smell it, Gary. I can smell
Smells good,
it.
that freshly cut lawn out there.
It's very fresh, still going, the young gentleman over there. SharkCast Pod, Gaz and Shinazz. We're going to get into it. Dude, we lost in Golden Point, 20 points to 18. I'm still trying to get over it, but I have to because in literally less than 24 hours now, we have, or around 24, depending when you look at this, we have the Eels up at Suncorp Magic Stadium. Magic's going to happen. Will Kennedy's going to go nuts. But Gary, tell me about how the club has been post-GP loss.
I think you mentioned it. The short turnaround's been pretty good for us, I reckon, because we haven't had time to sit here in our sorrows and, you know, think about the loss too much. We've obviously done our video reviews and everything we need to within the game. And, yeah, we'll be ready to go tomorrow night up at Suncorp for Magic Round.
Coach not happy with the performance?
Coach wasn't happy with aspects of the performance.
Aspects.
Yes.
Yes.
That's one thing I definitely want to talk about, though. Like people saying online, the press conferences and how he repeats the same thing. It's never like that in the dressing shed, so don't worry about it.
Well, there you go. You heard it straight from a good source. And I tell these lovely listeners and viewers that that is what happens. It's a different story when you hit the sheds. But you are backing that up and you are in there most weeks. So there you go. What he says at the press conference is different. Good, bad, whether you agree, you don't agree. That's just how it is. I don't think it's a massive issue in the world.
Neither do I. He's always going to go out there and protect the boys and protect his players and make sure that, you know, he doesn't say anything off the cuff due to emotion or anything like that he doesn't need to, that just causes any issues within the team or within the space or in the environment. So, yeah, I'm happy with where we're at and what he says and everything that comes out of each post-game chat and press conference.
However, emotionally, our listeners and viewers are able to do so when we do post-game shows and we do shows during the week. Please get in touch with us with your emotions in check or not in check, I should say, as long as it's above board, not personal. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get your feelings across 24/7, 365, 366 on a leap year.
Thoroughly enjoying the shows and the mailbags and everything. So make sure everyone keeps writing in. And yeah, as you say, every week, nothing's too bad for you to read out unless it gets personal. So keep it coming.
Absolutely. It's been a good week. SharkCast Land, the mailbag was awesome. Josh and I went through it. So go check that episode out if you haven't already tuned in. All right, I'm sensing you don't want to talk about the West Tigers game too much.
I don't want to willow on it too much, but yeah, it wasn't too crash hot. And obviously we need a bit more game management from our halves and a bit more decision-making in key moments that could make the difference. But yeah, if that ball doesn't hit the post, we're talking about something different. But unfortunately, it did hit the post and we found ways to lose the game after that. So yeah, it was lost in the first half with a few key areas, in my opinion. And then, yeah, we just couldn't find a way to finish it off. And, you know, a draw probably would have been a lot better than the loss, but we found ways to lose it and probably didn't deserve to win in the end.
I'm sensing that in the limited training runs that the team has had this week, they may have gone through a few things as far as game management.
Yeah, they've obviously had barely any training time because they're off to Brisbane as we speak. They'd be on the plane or just about landing up there. And yeah, limited time means they need to focus on key areas of what they want to do and what they want to get done and the game plan for the Eels. And yeah, I've watched the one session that they did have before captain run today. And yeah, things are looking good and they're working on a few different things that could prove a point of difference if we're in the same situation again.
Well, we'll get to Magic Round any second now, and I feel like it will prove a difference because I feel like we've got a shootout coming up. We do want to say we're powered today by Mr. Paisley's, Carringbar North. Go check him out. The best coffee
Thank
in
you for the
land.
coffee. I do appreciate it, as always.
Magic Round, Friday, 6 o'clock. The NRL have blessed us with having the first game of the round, also the last game of the round as well.
Also against a team coming off a fresh bye.
I don't know what you're talking about here. We haven't covered this at all this week, but it's going to be a challenge. They bounced back before the bye. They had a good win, and Mitch Moses is back, baby, and he looks pretty good. I'm a pretty big fan of what he does on the field, particularly in attack, and he changes that team dynamic dramatically. He turns Dylan Brown into a superstar, and the young fullback Iongi as well is going really good. So the spine is pretty handy. Now,
he just commands the ball, doesn't he? Like Mitch
He does.
Moses. That's probably one thing that we might have lacked a little bit at the back end of that game, was one person kind of calling the shots and making it known that they were kind of taking over and steering the ship. And yeah, if we can get that right, I think we'll be all right. But we just need to find who that person is, and whether it's Tricky, Nico, Blake, Cam, whoever it is, someone just needs to grab it by the you-know-whats and go for it.
What's interesting about that, Gary, is that I felt Nico led them really well throughout the game.
I thought he had a great game.
Had the ball in his hand. He ran a lot. He kicked a little bit. Trindle did dominate the kicking, which is fine. But I thought Nico, defensively great.
Attacking the short side. I like it when he attacks the short side.
But yeah, it's just that last period of the game where we need someone to do that, whether it's him, whether it's someone else. I don't care who it is. Just have yourself organized to do it.
Yeah.
Do it. And you think there will be improvement there this week, should we need it. The Sharks play Parramatta 6 o'clock at Magic Round Suncorp Stadium. It's a sellout. If you don't have a ticket, it's a sellout. Or the whole weekend is sold out now. We've won 2 of the past 3 against them. They did win that win. They did have that win last year against us with the Moses return from a somewhat long injury, and they defeated us 34-22. So a lot of points in that game out at Para. And I feel like this game will have some points in it, and I'll get to why shortly. The past 3 games, however, have been decided by 12 points or less, so it could be close. Gary, we've only played this team one other time, not in New South Wales. Do you know where this was?
I have absolutely no clue.
It was in our home away from home. I'm going to have trouble saying that. At the Wacker in Perth.
At the Wacker, yeah, right.
1991, the Eels won. But this is just the second interstate game. And as far as Magic Round goes, we have won 2 of 5. They've won 1 of 5. But I think more importantly, at Suncorp, our record isn't overall terrific. Just over 33%.
Better recently.
Yes, so 2 of our overall 10 wins have come in the past 2 games. We won our last 2. So beautiful. That's cool. We can move with that. And the reason I think there's going to be some points, Gary, is because the Eels have been not very good this year defending. Yes. They've conceded 50 plus twice already. And the flip side is our defense is fine, but they're pretty good attacking with Moses there. So I think that he will crack us a little bit. I hope it's not a shootout like the last Magic Round against the Roosters, but I can sort of see it that way. The first game, everyone's excited.
It's meant to be dry. It's raining. I know it's raining most of the weekend, so hopefully it's not for our game.
Yeah, I'm just shaking my head because I haven't done that.
I think there will be, a few points in it. And I think, as you said, like Mitch Moses, what he does for that team and the energy and the lift that he brings them, I think it's going to be a good game, and we need to definitely stand up and make sure we're at our best.
Now, what we need to do is concede less offloads. That's something we're doing this year, which we shouldn't be doing so much of. It's one of our weaker parts of our defense. A lot of the other defense is really good, but containing offloads, we need to do that. We've seen some ridiculous tries scored against us because of not being able to do that, going through 10, 13 sets of hands, and then they score. Very frustrating for the fans, the players, the club. So if we can sort of tone that down a little bit, that will go a long way to winning. I guess you're looking at guys like Junior Paulo, some of the bigger boppers who might be good at offloading, perhaps some of the wingers. But I do like our chances very much in this game, and I love a Fitzgibbon bounce back. I love a short turnaround bounce back.
I think the short turnaround. I think it works in our favor.
They're in our favor. The players talk about it quite a lot. You just get out there and it all just goes away, and you get a chance to sort of rewrite history. And there's a thing going around on the internet this week, Gary. I know you told me not to look at the internet. But I sometimes do. Nothing bad. It's from a former player. I believe he is a Hall of Famer now, Matty Rogers, who we love. Yes. He posted something about being in the sheds with the Sharks after a loss. I think it was a couple of years ago, to be fair. It wasn't recent, but it was a couple, maybe Fitzy's first year, something around then.
Yeah.
And he suggested that Fitzy didn't go too hard on the boys in that instance. One instance, one game, one loss while he was there, right? You and I, we've already hinted at it. We know, A, we know him a little bit personally, a little bit. And B, we know that he hates losing.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can't stand it. He's as competitive as you'll ever find. And I just want to put the water on the fire that's out there that he's too lenient, he's too this or that. I think it's not true. If you had an argument to me about, oh, he's too lenient with his selections, well, that could be a different story, right, wrong, whatever. Like there's different ways of looking at how someone is a bit chill. But when it comes to losses, mistakes, errors, yes, his philosophy is we'll learn from it, but there's a whole layer underneath that that the public don't get to see, and that's how he likes it. So
yeah,
I just want to double down on what we were talking about before. The guy doesn't like losing, and I think that a bounce back will help us this week because of the way we lost last week.
Yeah,
it wasn't fun in any aspect, that game, from some of the people on the hill telling me stories to the penalty at the end and the penalty goal. Like, it just, none of it was fun. So it's time to get out there. Talakai, wind him up, let him go. There's so many positives about this team at the moment, but because we lose a couple, then win a couple, lose a couple, it's a bit up and down.
It's so up and down at the moment. And that's probably the thing that's most frustrating for me and probably for most of the fans out there is you never know what you're going to get in any given game, in any given half. And, we can put a half together that's nearly flawless and then the second half is rubbish or vice versa. And I think we need to get to the point now where we're almost midway through the season. We need to start stacking consistency together and playing those games with intent from the get-go, intensity, everything that we know we can put on. Like, I always harp back to that game against South here at home, that first home game. That first 40 minutes is everything I want to see in the Sharks for the rest of the year. And if we can put that together, I think, we can go a long way and, make a run deep into the finals. But if we're not playing that style of footy, we can, as you've seen in a few of the other games, get our pants pulled down a little bit and a few points put on us and things like that. And I think for me, it's just that consistency that's the most frustrating thing.
I did hint to a OG listener of ours today that there might be a bit of love and pain leading into the bye. So we've got Para, Manly, Melbourne. Now, I'm not telling you we're not going to win all three. I definitely don't think we're going to lose all three. But I think given the way we are with injuries and with how the season has been, schedule is what I'll put it down to. I won't say anything more about that. I feel like once we hit that bye, have a rest, it's probably origin period around that time.
Yeah.
The Sharks make their run. They have good spells of wins, and they make their way towards the top four coming towards the end of the season. Again, I think we'll be in all three games before the bye. Magic round, a big point to prove on a big stage. Manly, a brookie. We've had success there recently and also success against Manly as recent as a couple of weeks ago. Thank you for the schedule. And Melbourne at home, we are here at Shark Stadium. Let's go. Let's sell it out. Let's let them know how we feel about the Storm. And call me crazy, I'm already chalking that one up. Just based on emotion, history, and what it's going to mean to the fans and to the players. But this week, your team is Will Kennedy, Sam Stonestreet, Jesse Ramian, KL Iro.
Our guy.
Now, we exclusively broke the news that wasn't ours to break weeks before the Sharks and the media world did it. KL Iro is here. Mulatalo on the wing, of course. Halves are Trindle and Hines. Your forwards are Fanua Blake, Blake Brayley, Oregon Kafusi, Britton Nickerup, Billy Burns keeps his spot because Teague's got a sore shoulder, and Cam McInnes, captain lock. Our immediate bench is Atkinson, Talakai, BHU. Speaking of Mr. Paisley's, BHU is back after destroying for Newtown last week. And tall Tom Hazelton in what will be his 50th NRL match. Congratulations to the tall one. Extended bench of Jaden Berrell. Big Tuku Haitapua, Jesse Colhoun continues his comeback trail. Hohepa Puru and Michael Gabriel. So handy bench, handy extended bench.
Yes.
BHU has earned his spot back.
He had a great game for the Jets, didn't he?
He did.
I think that just shows what he can do. And if he can translate that into the NRL space, I think we're in very good hands.
talk a bit to me about BHU and what you see around training. I see him a little bit in the community. Very positive fellow.
He is.
Heart on his sleeve. When he's feeling up, when he's feeling less up, and he's been hampered by injuries for, what will we say, 2 years?
Yeah, he always seems to come good and then cop a little something here or there, and unfortunately it knocks him out for a few weeks, and it's been a bit of a broken run over the last couple of years. But yeah, when he does find his form, you see the damage that he does on the field, and he's one of our best when he is playing his best. So hopefully we get that version of Braids up in Brisbane.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you've got guys like Aden, Oregon, Sifa, and BHU, it's a pack to mess with, that one.
Absolutely. And I think he'll have a lot to prove. We've seen in most games that he has played either in NRL or in Cup this year. He's come out with a point to prove.
Yeah, definitely.
His last NRL game, I think it was at Shark Park, and it was terrific. So,
and he hates missing time, like
He does.
they all do. And
He
when he
does.
gets on that field, he wants to put his best foot forward. He never wants to get injured. He never wants to let the team down, as they all do. And yeah, I think we're going to see a good game from Braids on the weekend. He's
such a good story, like as a club man. Like he came here from the Cowboys. I think he played one NRL game.
Yeah, one or two.
And not a monster deal or anything, of course, just a young fella. And he actually, without raising too much dirt, he actually found himself in a spot of hot bother over one incident, at least. Nothing crazy, but there was an incident, years ago now. And it was kind of make or break for him at that point. And he was told that. And this is not secret. This is out there. And from that moment,
turned it around.
He just turned it around. He's a proud family man, both family he came from, his new family with his wife and child, or partner and child. And it's a very good story. And we are a little bit biased about BHU on the show because we just love him as a fella. Like he's just, they're all terrific guys, but he's just.
Yeah, he's a legend. They're all great, but yeah, he's one that I definitely get on with very well. And yeah, to see him succeed is great. Like I remember when he first came here, we were doing a preseason. I put up a photo on Instagram one time and someone bagged him out for being overweight or something like that. And he just hit straight back and said, that's what preseason's for. You just wait till I get on the field.
He's very honest.
And yeah, he had a great preseason, lost heaps of weight, got in shape. And then, yeah, we see him at his destructive best. And when he is at that destructive best, that's when we get that roll on. He's like another Aden, another Oregon, another Sifa. So
it's hard for those guys because, they worry about their future. They worry about contracts and all that kind of thing. And if you can't stay on the field, that hampers you somewhat to other clubs, how you look. And we've got a number of guys going through that right now. I will send out our love immediately to Kate Dykes.
Yes.
Who's doing it, doing it tough in the sense that he's got another long-term injury and he'll be out of the game for quite some time. I have no doubt he'll be back. He's young, he's fit. Just some really bad luck.
Yeah, some very unfortunate luck for poor old Cade. But yeah, our thoughts are with him. And I saw something on a post we put on the Cronulla Sharks. We put up a picture of Cade and just said, we're all with you, mate. And the great Matty Rogers, who we've already spoken about, commented something about what a great story it's going to be when he does get back to the NRL and he's playing his best. And yeah, that's the way you got to look at it. From all reports in camp, he's being pretty positive about what's happened and just looking at the job he has ahead and making sure he gets it done exactly how he needs to get back to the field.
No one would blame him for moping. And if he wants to mope as long as you want. But yeah, he's not. He's and we saw that
such a good attitude.
We saw it last time, yeah. And to make the NRL level, he's played 2 or 3 games over a handful of years, but to even get a contract is rare. Like you do the math, like no one gets one, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
There's 30 guys at every club, and there's hundreds of thousands of players out there playing. He's obviously a tough guy just to get to that point. And I have no doubt he'll be back. Hopefully, just that's it. Hopefully, there's no more injuries. You
for
never
sure.
know, but hopefully nothing major like that because he's been through it all. And frankly, the club would be better off with him as a depth player at the very least. We've seen our Dally M leading Will Kennedy at fullback. And let's talk hypotheticals. And I don't even want me to talk about this. Who is next man up now that Ison's gone for the year, Dykes has gone for the year, and Mawini's out for 4 to 6 weeks? Who's next
you
man
would have
up?
said Ma, but I don't know who's going to be next man up now. I haven't even
hope that we don't
thought
need
about it. Yeah, like
Will is Superman, so he can
I
do
guess you
anything
can
else.
shift a guy like Ronnie or someone to the back if you need to. But
to start though, like I'm imagining starting.
Well, who else are you going to start? If we had no Will this week, who are you starting?
This is my question.
I'd probably start Ronnie.
I've gotten all gloomy, like the weather. The weather is so,
It's so up and
weird here
down.
at Shark Stadium, as you would imagine if you've been here. It was raining. I can see grey, but I got sun in my eyes. And I'm talking about depressing things like what happens if Will's out. Will's not going to be out. He's a champion. So happy for him, dude.
Great year so far.
I made a joke on the show the other day that he is the new money man, walking around just grabbing money out of the air because he's off contract. And not only do we need him, but I think other clubs starting to need him too. So great. That's a great story in itself. Endeavour Hire product. Will Kennedy, we admire what he does on this show.
He had such a good preseason. Like there was signs there that showed he was about to have a big year, and I probably didn't take too much notice of it. He bulked up a bit. He worked on his defense, and yeah, we've just seen in the opening rounds that his positioning at the back, his defense on the line, his elusiveness in attack, he's just really putting it all together, and it's great to see.
Gary, I'd love to talk Sharks with you all day, all night, like we usually do, but someone's got to pick up my kid from school, and I'm the person. So that's a good enough reason to wrap. It's probably the only reason we're going to wrap, but great to have another Gaz and Shinazz show on SharkCast. As the rain starts to tumble here at Shark Park, what else would you expect?
I love it. It's just sunny as, but pouring rain.
How can people not like this stadium?
Finals would be great here.
Finals would be beautiful. Finals would be beautiful. Although our best record in the past 3 years is away in
That
finals.
is also very true.
We're getting gloomy here on Gaz and Shinazz. Hey, enjoy your trip to Magic Round.
Thank you so much.
Now, all you Sharkcasters out there, hit this guy up, for favors, especially. He's great for favors. So if you need anything while you're at Suncorp Stadium, like a drink or something, or a Gatorade from the sheds, he's your guy.
Scream out, yell out.
Not Gatorade. Who are we sponsored by?
Shine.
Shine. If you need a Shine,
Beautiful drinks.
yes,
Delicious.
edit Gatorade out. Shine is where it's at Shark Stadium. I don't like rapping with you. I don't like wrapping up, Gary, but we got to. But I don't like to. Just letting the world know, the internet world.
Yeah, we can't leave your son at school.
We could. I think there's like that 20-minute buffer.
All right, we got 20 minutes there.
Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for your support. We love doing this for you guys and girls. So get in touch if you want to be an additional sponsor on the show. If you want to distribute this episode anywhere else that you might think is reasonable, let us know. We are here to talk. And more importantly, to our listeners and viewers, keep doing what you do. We are pumped. You are pumped. Let's go get the dub.
Let's get it.
At the Corp on the fry. Let's make Friday Friday.
Let's make Friday Friday. I like
Up Cronulla. We
Farewell.
will talk to you real soon. And as we do most weeks on this show, we're just going to professionally lean over here and we're going to